Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to the studio. Irene here in the south of France, sharing my painting process, my mixed media painting process with you. This is the third layer of many in a new painting I started. I'm asking myself if I have even used paintbrushes in this painting yet. Maybe in the first layer, I can't remember. But in this one I went in with inks and a little bit of collage, I think. Just using paint straight from the tube and then rolling and scraping, and as usual, no idea what this is going to be, how it will turn out. Of course, my inspiration is all about nature and my surroundings, and I love connection to my background. I like to use my intuition to lead me, the paint to speak to me, and well, we'll see. We'll see where it takes me. I hope you pick up some tips and I hope you enjoy.
So going back in after my last spray paint session, spraying down with water, just dampening the surface, and yeah, I was right, I do go in with some collage. Here I grabbed a a bottle of, it's supposed to be spray paints, but I think maybe you saw, if you watched it in the last video, that they work a couple of times and then they just don't work. So I squirted some water in there just to make the paint more fluid, and well, just as you can see, scraped it onto the canvas. And I'm using this, what you use for cleaning windows, which I really love. Makes really lovely glazy marks on the canvas, something that I could use in later layers. And all this experimenting is about discovering, and some of these things I do time and time again, of course, but I love this playful stage of just building up the layers and not really thinking about what I'm doing. For some reason I had trouble getting that little bit of collage paper to stick. This is paper that I actually painted on, so it's my own homemade collage paper. I turn my canvas often in these beginning stages, and because I don't know which way it's going to end up yet. It's not until I get to a few layers down the road that I make a decision on that. Loving this swirling of this scraper tool. I always like to paint the edges of my canvases. I use the thick framed canvases so that people don't have to frame them in the end. The edges become part of the painting. Don't know what happened there. The paint got stuck on the scraper. So I had to use another scraper to get it off and scrape onto the painting. So, you know, different paints have their different thicknesses, and just finding out how they work. going in with some inks with my little squirty pipette. Love creating these drippy drippies. Not that a lot of these marks will be seen in the finished painting, but I love all these stages. Some of them will be, and that's what I love about it. You know, back in art school, many moons ago, they were always banging on about mark making, and I think it's ingrained into me to try to create as many different marks as possible, and the ones I love I'll keep, and the ones I don't will disappear. And to create all these varied marks, I use many different tools. Here I'm using a roller, rolling out this paint that I scraped out of the bottle. Oh, look at this one. I think this is some sort of patisserie tool, some sort of baking tool, creating these crisscross marks, well, just scraped into the paint and doing its thing. Remember that piece of collage paper that I put on in the beginning? Here I am deliberating whether to just peel it off, and I have got a feeling that I do later on. Here I grabbed some sort of drawing material. I believe it was charcoal. Some charcoal. I'm just drawing in some lines to see what happens. So there we go. It finally comes off, but look at the lovely black mark against that green that was underneath. Oh, and maybe that will go somewhere else. Sorry if you can hear my cat purring in the background. It's cuddled up next to me. And a good artist always cleans her tools. And never wastes any paint. So on my last little finishing touches of this stage, you can see I had a little accident there, but watch how this final little bit turns out. I'm really pleased with this bit. Really brightens up that corner of the canvas. So I think that's a good place to stop, and it needs to dry because it's just going to get muddy. I'm going to go for a walk, wash my hands, and this already I'm feeling I'm getting ideas. This bit is inspiring me to go in next with some gold leaf, silver leaf, copper leaf, I don't know yet. I'll let it dry and I'm coming with some of that I think next. Maybe I'll change my mind, I don't know. So I needed to just dive in there and just not think, so that's what I did. Hope I gave you some ideas and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Au revoir.